welcome back to LEGO Heroica. So today we're going to go off to the side over here and we're going to make Waldurk Forest. I had put a poll out to see what people wanted me to build and got absolutely no response. So I just decided I was going to do this one. So let's start off with, we need a 6x6 over here. And that's 6x6 by LEGO standard, not Minecraft standard. It's actually running smoother than normal. I hope it's actually working. Alright, so historically, I have a habit of messing up this particular map. Like, every time I do this build, this is the one map that always gets me. And I'm hoping, because I messed up on Ganrash a bit, that I'll negate that typical problem. And actually, Ganrash is still technically wrong, because I made it too far away from the mainland. I'm really hoping that doesn't affect this. If it does, I'm going to have to move it over significantly. Which, you know, isn't too big a problem. As you can see, I actually fixed it between episodes. So it actually looks like it's supposed to. Dang it. Stop with the double setting. Alright, so now we switch over to dirt, because most of the rest of this map is dirt. Alright, so now, let's see here, we'll go across this way first. Well, actually what we should do is set down the path first, so that I don't confuse myself. So, alright, so now we have a path going that way, a path going this way. So now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's light this up. Take a quick nap. And get back to work. So if you happen to be watching this video, I would just like to say, I hope that you're having a wonderful day. And I do mean that sincerely. It's currently Wednesday while I'm recording this, and it's going up on Thursday. I could have recorded this yesterday, but I wanted to give an opportunity to people to take part in the process, and that failed rather spectacularly. Not that I blame anyone at all for that. I mean, I'm a relatively small YouTube channel. And actually, most of my followers on Twitter are on my personal account rather than my YouTube account. So that has an effect on it. So, 2, 2, 3. Double check that. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. It's cheap. So, I was trying to rebuild my Lego Tron IO tower the other day, and I realized that there is a slight difference in the destructive radius between this version of Minecraft and the regular version. Particularly when I was trying to make round holes around me to properly space out all the different parts of the tower. The block destruction radius was actually smaller. Like in standard, was it JavaScript format of Minecraft? Do they still use JavaScript? I mean, their loader has gone through quite a few changes since, you know, I started playing ages ago. But Anywho, in the standard version, you know, you can destroy like 5 blocks out, and the pattern for digging out circles is rather distinctive. Alright, so now that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hope I got that right. Find out here in a second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Alright, and another thing is I was trying to use a blank map to figure out specific what I was doing in another map that I was making as a birthday present for someone. I'm not going to mention who, in case they happen to watch this before their birthday. But apparently, to be able to use a map in creative mode in Windows 10 Minecraft, you have to, what was it, set it in a frame, take it out, and then use it, because otherwise you're just throwing blank maps all over the place. Speaking of maps, this particular set actually encompasses a 4-map area. It's not a small set. I mean, I could give you the specifics on how many pieces are in each set, but that would require finding the manuals or the boxes, neither of which happen to be in my room at the moment. And that's not to say I have all the sets. I only have 3 of them. Just keep in mind that they are rather large. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so right here is going to be an entrance into the caverns. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And also, this is a corner. Go away, sheep. You are not helping. right here is going to be a tree. Oh, getting dark again. There we go. Okay, now switch back over to stone. I think one of the things that throws me off on this is that it is mostly dirt, and that's what screws up my measurements. Because as you can see, it just kind of blends together. Doing the waterways of Iliorn is just as confusing, because it's mostly water. Or Ilrian. I said Iliorn, didn't I? Alright, now... Two, three, 4, 5, and 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 5, and 6. So one of the defining features of this particular map is that Waldurk Forest boasts a huge fountain. Like, bigger than the freaking waterfall over there. Also, Dreda Bay is, I believe, the only one that doesn't actually have an 8x8 plate in it. All the others do. But I believe the fountain in Waldurk is actually bigger than the archway in the caverns. That archway is pretty huge too. The fountain is also one of the more complex structures in this, because you have to switch between, you know, the glass pieces and the stone and the gold, creating the minifigure or the micro figure statues, as well as the little area where the water recesses. However, I don't believe we're going to get into that particular part until the next episode, if not the episode after that. Because we are already at 21 minutes. Which means I'm going to have to end this episode soon. Alright, so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another thing is that each set has a unique group of monsters. So where Dreda has the goblins. Well, okay, both Dreda and the castle have goblins in them. But there's no actual like final boss in Dreda Bay. Whereas in the castle you have the Goblin King. And no, it's not Jareth. In Waldurk Forest, you have werewolves and a dark mage. In the caverns, you have to deal with golems. And I'm not talking the character from Lord of the Rings. And in the waterways of Illyrian, you're fighting vampires. Which I think is kind of ironic given the myth that vampires can't cross running water. Alright. So now five and 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now remember, if anyone ever tells you you're too old to play with Legos, they're lying. And they just want to keep them all to themselves. You are never too old to play with Legos. Legos are just basically 3D puzzles, when you think about it. Because you have a whole bunch of pieces that you stack together to create something. And you know, you can do the standard houses and cars and robots. Or you know, you can get something complex like this. The whole point of Legos is being creative and having fun. And we should never really lose sight of that. Never lose your imagination. Never lose your creativity. Even if you have, like the absolute most boring job in the world. You know, in your free time, always at least think creatively. Like, come up with ideas. Like, I write. I love writing. It's been a passion of mine since I was younger. I wasn't always good at it, but I always enjoyed coming up with stories. Creating new worlds, as it were. Let me sleep. It was getting dark. Yeah, night's fast approaching. There we go. Oh, by the way, what do you think? I spruced up the inside of the tent to make it an actual living quarters. I mean, I know the little cave over here is closer, but I don't know. It just seemed like a good idea. My stomach is making noises at me. I should probably eat when I'm done with this. Alright, so from here. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I was working on a birthday present for someone, and I was having trouble with the maps. But I think to go along with the land structure that I made, I'm going to make them a custom Minecraft skin as well. Because, you know, who doesn't like having custom stuff made for them, right? I mean, my skin is fairly simple. Actually, let me take off that helmet. I don't even know why I'm wearing that. I don't even know where I got it. There we go. So yeah, see? Something I threw together. Alright, so this way leads to the huge fountain. And that way leads to more forest. However, I'm going to have to call it an episode here. Let me just lay these down really quick. Not that it's it's really going to help me remember what I'm doing next time. So, anywho, that's basically the first half of the forest. So, thank you for sitting through this with me. If you happen to like this, please feel free to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please, consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's light this up a little bit. Like I keep saying, this is really a lot of fun for me to do. It's not just a fun way to pass the time, but, it allows me to think about how I can improve on it and add my own little flair to it. And like I said, creativity is very important. Never lose that spark. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I suppose until the next video, take care.